What's up, guys? I'm here with a brand new video, Triple M in beautiful Denver, Colorado. Like and subscribe, and any comments you have, what you hear me say, drop them. Got a little bit of a headache, so I'm gonna keep this short. But let's talk about the Golden State Warriors. What the future is. You have a player like Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, all these players who just came through. Um, the future of them. Well, we have to start with the past. We see them win championship with Bill Russell and not Bill Russell, my bad, Will Chamberlain, and what they were able to do and all that kind of thing, and Rick Barry and all that. So we saw that they were not a championship organization, even though they had won. They weren't, just how much they had been through, but they had a very dedicated fan base. So we see that, they went with Stephen Curry. They drafted Stephen Curry, and they were able to start to see results. I mean, very good results. Even before they got that championship, he was already championship level, kind of. Then we saw them acquire Klay Thompson, who just added another piece onto that. And with all this came new staff, new organization. We saw a coach like Steve Kerr, you know. So, okay, they said in 5 years we're going to win a championship. They won one in four. And people couldn't believe it. And so then you saw them bring in Andre Iguodala, who was not a starting player, but got the MVP in the finals. And you say, man, they really built something here. They did. With all that, they went on and they won that first championship, which was really, it was expected, but it wasn't expected. They had a very good season, but it wasn't expected, because, like I said, they're not a championship team. So they just kind of popped out and was like, boom. So then we saw that next season them acquire Kevin Durant, which Kevin Durant I think is, this is a whole nother topic, but right now, the best small forward in the league. Some still say it's LeBron, others don't, but I say it is. So we saw what he is able to do when you acquire a player like Kevin Durant, or you're gonna get something that no other team can really handle, because he can shoot from that mid range so deadly, but he's so tall you can't guard it. When you look at a player like LeBron James, you're gonna get a championship roster overnight. So those are the differences between what they bring to the table. But with Kevin Durant, we see how he is just able to dominate in a game. He dominates from the inside, the 3-point line, the mid range. It's ridiculous. And so with him, the Warriors were able to build something there. They were able to get a real team, because they already had that brotherhood. With Kevin Durant, they just kind of added that finished piece. So he comes in and they win that championship, and you're like, okay. For Kevin Durant, some people didn't like him after he left, or things like that. Some say it's a whole LeBron moment. I don't. Because he gave a lot to OKC, and he, like I said this before, you never want to be one of them players who say, yeah, you were great, but you never won a ring. So how really great are you? But with Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, he goes on, he tries to get there, and they do. And then, we see what happens. He goes on, and, the Cavs, just them and the Warriors back and forth and back and forth. But we see what happens, them go on. LeBron comes back and, just destroys. And that was probably heartbreaking. but they said okay, and they come back and they win. So now they're at a position where they're starting to build that championship DNA as a organization and as a team. And then the next thing is, now that you've built that, okay, what can we do? So now they acquire, a player like DeMarcus Cousins, who is, you know, not in the position that you want him to be, injury prone, things like that, you know. Um, so with a player like, DeMarcus, we see that he can bring something to the table when he's in good condition. If he's not, you're not going to get the result that you want out of him. And so I knew that year. I said, if they don't win a championship, I said Kevin Durant's leaving. And I'm not saying I predict the future. I'm not saying I'm right about everything, but there's certain things you could just feel for. Because they had too great of a team, they felt. I think Kevin Durant was kind of fed up with some things, Draymond Green. There was a lot of things there. And if they did not win that ring, I think he was going to leave. Well, and he did. Some say even if they did win a ring, he was going to leave. Who's to say? Who's to know? But I did know that if they didn't win that ring, he was going to leave, and everything was just going downhill for the Warriors. Every great organization has this fall. We saw with Magic and the Lakers, they had that fall. We saw it, with the Bulls. They eventually went down that road and anything like that. So we see what can happen. Um, I think that, like I said, right now, with Kevin Durant and all that, and then he ends up leaving, I don't think it was too unexpected. And now he goes to join Kyrie. Um, but what's the future of the Warriors? Well, I don't think Stephen Curry is going to leave. I think he's going to play his entire career with the Warriors. He's that dedicated, and it's not like he's one of the players who hasn't seen championship results. So you have no reason to leave. Same thing with Klay Thompson. He could leave. If he leaves, he'll eventually will play for the Lakers. I promise you that. And um, just their whole roster. Like I said, they're in a championship rebuilding stage. There is a rebuilding stage, but there's a championship rebuilding stage. That means you just need that one piece to fix it all. And I think they're right there where if they get it, they can really succeed and they can really strive to become the great organization that they are and that they already were. So I think that's where the Warriors are. I think that's what's going to happen. Comment down below, say what you think is going to happen or what you think is not going to happen. And yeah, that's just my opinion and my thoughts on them. Um, all right, I think that was good. Yeah. So comment down below if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, and what you want to hear me talk about next. All right. Peace.